Okay.
All right, let's get started here. Again, welcome everyone to today's EDC webinar. My name is Tracy Schneider, and I am the Economic Development Collaborative's Communications and Marketing Manager, and we are so excited to have you join us today. Now, before I hand it over to our wonderful presenter, I'm just going to review a couple of housekeeping items. As this Zoom is held in webinar format, everyone is muted and your cameras are off. This is being recorded, and you'll receive an email with a link to the recording and any resources we talk about in the next few days. We'll also be sharing a copy of today's PowerPoint presentation, so in case you miss anything, it'll be there for you. You can submit any questions you have at any time using the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. If you're dialing in by phone today, you can submit questions via email. Email your questions to webinar@edcollaborative.com. Again, that's webinar@edcollaborative.com. But if you're here on Zoom on the computer with us today, you're welcome to just use that Q&A button. Our EDC webinars are supported by the wonderful team at Visionality. Visionality helps us run the back end of our events, and their fantastic team is available for technical support. So if you run into any tech issues, indicate them and put them in the chat. Today, Brianne's going to be helping us out, so she'll be here for you if you need anything. For all of our new and returning friends, we thank you for joining us. Since 1996, the EDC has been focused on providing a pathway to business growth, economic prosperity, and high quality of life for all. Today, the EDC serves Ventura, Santa Barbara, and Los Angeles County-based businesses, as well as all of our community partners and civic leaders. Hosting the region's Small Business Development Center, the EDC provides no-cost professional consulting with a team of over 50 business advisors. As a community-based lender, our loan program has funded over $20 million in requests, and we've maintained a commitment of reaching underserved communities with 67% of our loans awarded to women and minority-owned businesses. At the end of today's webinar, we're going to share information on how to get signed up for our services. Signing up as a client is always free, takes just a couple of minutes, and provides you with lifetime access to all of our no-cost services. Our excellent staff and advisors are ready to help you build the business that you've always wanted. So today, we're going to be discussing how to do social media for sales. And I am personally so excited for this topic, and I'm thrilled about the presenter we have with us here. We have Deborah Deras, one of our very own Small Business Development Center advisors. As you're going to see, she's a fantastic presenter filled with excellent and practical information. And the best part about her sharing with us today is that if you want to work with Deborah and have one-on-one advising time with her, you can. At the end of this, we're going to share the instructions on how to get set up with her, get set up as a client, and then you can access Deborah's personalized advice at no cost thanks to our Small Business Development Center. For now, though, I invite you to enjoy her presentation. And Deborah, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I feel so supported. I'm so glad to have a team with Stephanie and Brianne here as well. And I'm really excited for all of you. One thing that Tracy mentioned, that I am a social media marketing consultant. I have been working with the SBDC for over 11 years. But I think more important is I've been a business owner just like you for 20 years now. And throughout my 2 decades of being a business owner, I've been growing my business through every economic challenge we could have, from September 11th to the 2008 crash to our recent pandemic that we're all getting through. And I've done all of it with social media, no advertising. So what I am talking about today is social media for sales, organic, meaning not paid ads. Yes, you could do paid ads if you would like, feel free. But what I am teaching today is organic, how to create content that sells, okay? And what we are going to do today is we are going to talk about the basics of having a social media strategy. And this is something that I do with clients. This is once I understand your business model, once I understand your business goals, we work on clarifying who is your target market? What is the pain and problem of your target market? That way, I'm able to advise you which platform that is right for you to be able to result in sales. Because for those of us that hate social media, and I know some of you do, right? You're like, oh, social media, my kids drive me crazy with that, or I don't like social media, it's just annoying and a waste of time. Once you understand how to use social media as a salesperson, think of social media as a salesperson that works for your company, doing business development while you're focusing on what's most important for your business. And that's what I'm going to help you do. So we're going to clarify how to get sales on social media. We don't care about friends. We don't care about fans. We care about customers as small business owners. So you're going to learn how to nurture leads, prospects to get customers. The second thing that I do when I work with you one-on-one is we work on a content calendar and what to post, when to post, where to post. During this hour and a half, somebody was asking how long this is. During this hour and a half presentation, I am going to give you a lot of information. And the intention isn't for you to be overwhelmed or like, oh my God, this is a full-time job. The intention is for you to identify where you are, what's missing, where you need to be, and then I can support you one-on-one to be able to help you get there, okay? And the third thing when it talks about activation is many people, put things out on social media. They put, gum to the wall and hope it sticks. But what happens, remember 2 weeks ago, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, they all went down. We can't rely only on social media. We always want to be driving our prospects on social media back to where? You already know, our website, right? And on your website, there'll be an option. If there isn't already, it's going to be one of my recommendations for you today, an option for you to lead capture. That means get their name and email. Many of you are here at this webinar because maybe you went to our website and you signed up for our newsletter. And from that newsletter, you were invited to the webinar. It's so important to have a lead capture because we want to nurture our leads that we meet. Social media is where people are aware of us, but it's usually through the email that people are buying our product or service because it takes 7 to 10 touches to convert that sale. And or impressions. I don't want to say touches because we don't touch right now with the pandemic. Keep the germs away, right? Just kidding. But what we do is we give them the impression of what is our wedding company? What is our fitness company? We want to stay at the top of their mind so that they can buy from us. So let's start at the beginning with clarification. And this is something that I'm going to ask all of you when we meet is which platform does your ideal target market spend their most time on? So listen to my question. I didn't say which platform do you like? Which platform do you use? Which platform do your customers go on now? What I said, which is a very important distinction, is where is your ideal target market? Because some of us have customers or clients that may not be our ideal target market. They're just who we've been getting because they're who walks in the door. But maybe there's a whole other demographic of millennials or Z generation or X generation that we're not tapping into that are on social media. So what you want to do is reverse engineer it. Anybody in my generation, remember Stephen Covey, those books? He would always say, think with the end in mind. So think with the end in mind. Who would you ideally like to have buying your products or services? Okay. Which platforms do they spend their time? And then we could narrow the playing field because I, like you, am a small business owner. And what is our biggest challenge? Time and money. right? We don't have a lot of time because many of us are wearing a million hats, right? You're not just the CEO, you might be the COO and the CMO. And now, Deborah Deras, you're telling me I have to be the marketing person? No. So you're going to be able to, once I teach you the strategy, once I help you with the content, to delegate it to an intern, to a virtual assistant. It's not going to cost you a lot of money, and it's going to be worth it because it's going to have a high return on investment if you do it the right way, right? So you don't need to be everywhere for everyone. What you want to do is focus on where is your target market, right? And so I'm going to go over these 6 platforms, but at the end of this slide, I would like you to pick 2. How many? 2. Why? Because I don't want you to be overwhelmed. And it's better to focus on quality content that really speaks and relates to your target market, because that's what's going to convert to sales. You could put little bits of pieces everywhere, all over the internet, and feel like you're spinning your wheels because it's not resulting in sales. It's not going from likes to sales. But once you focus on that target market and you go direct and deep, you'll be able to hit those pain points to make your product or service a need, not a want. That's what we're going to do. So let's start with YouTube. YouTube is one of my favorites. And why is it one of my favorites? Because, and some of you are like, YouTube, that's video. Yes, it is. YouTube is both a search engine and a social media platform. And the reason why I recommend that almost all of my small businesses have at least one video on YouTube is because, think about it. Remember, we're reverse engineering. If you ask your client, where did they find you? Many of them, what they're going to say is they Googled you, right? Who do you think owns YouTube? Anybody know? I set you up for success. It is Google. Google bought YouTube quite a while ago. And because Google is a monopoly, if you've been watching any of the news, you know that they're being investigated by Congress because it's a monopoly. But how does that monopoly help us, the small business? Well, any product platform that Google owns, they put to the top of search. So if you have a YouTube channel, say you do weddings. I know one of you said that you do weddings, right? And you type in, Santa Barbara Weddings is the name of your YouTube channel. You could come up #1 in search. There might be some people that advertise above you, but let me tell you something. Most people want to use the business that comes up organically, meaning not the one that pays for the ads to be on top, especially millennials, especially Z generation. Anybody under 40 isn't going to click the ad. They're going to click the person, the business that naturally comes up. And that can be you if you just have one minute, 2-minute video on YouTube. And I can teach you how to SEO, meaning label your YouTube channel to be found. We have a whole other webinar series on YouTube for business, which we could do at a later time. Okay. SEO is search engine optimization. That means to be discovered. Our whole purpose, by the way, you guys, I'm not going to be able to look at the chat during the presentation. So if you can hold your questions, I'm actually going to be stopping within 20 minutes, because if I answered every question in the chat, we would not get through the material. But I will answer your questions, but give me a couple slides and then I'll pause. And then, if you have a question, just write it down and then we'll do it like that. Okay, so YouTube is an amazing platform because it is owned by Google. And if you Google Latina speaker, you'll see my YouTube channel comes up #1, like out of 22 million or something. It changes every single day. And I've been able to get lucrative accounts from Verizon, JP Morgan, Coca-Cola, Pine Sol, Johnson & Johnson, General Electric, companies that I could never even get in the door with through postcards or mailings. But because of the power of YouTube, you can get the attention of your target market. Okay, second one is Twitter. I have great news for you. you do not need to worry about Twitter unless you are a PR company or a media company. The reason why Twitter doesn't work for most small businesses is Twitter is built based on trends. So if there's a Dodger game on and people are talking about the score, or if there is like an earthquake and people are talking about, what's going on, the way that Twitter works is you have to constantly be posting and with the trending hashtags to be discovered. It's not like the other platforms. So what I would do, and what I do for my own business, is I have my lead generator on Twitter. I post, if like, I don't have this right now, but if I wanted to change it, I could. If you want to get my free ebook on how to go from likes to sales, you can click on the socialmediagoddess.com, boom. Like, I could give away a freebie. And then I would get people to my email list, and then I could let them know, oh, by the way, I have 30 webinars this month. I literally have 25 webinars on social media this month. So I could let them know that, and they could find out more about my services. Okay. So do not worry too much about Twitter. YouTube, you only need one video. And I can give you some other tools that you can use at YouTube, because now YouTube has shorts, which is the same as TikTok. And what I love about social media is you can repurpose content. You could do it once and have it on multiple platforms. So that's what we're going to do. The next thing is Instagram. Wow. Instagram, for some of you, can be baffling. I know for me, I was like, why am I so great at Facebook, but I can't do Instagram? One, is because I'm a little older. I'm on the mature J-Lo side of things. I'm not a young whippersnapper like I used to be. So I wasn't understanding Instagram. And then I took trainings, and then I took courses, and I discovered Instagram is literally 5 apps in one. Basically, Zuckerberg, who owns Facebook and owns Instagram, his philosophy, if a competitor is popular, then he duplicates it. So when Snapchat became popular, he created Instagram stories. When Periscope became popular, he created Instagram Live. When YouTube became popular, he created IGTV. When TikTok became popular, he created Instagram Reels. So I have developed a 6-week Instagram series that goes over how to set up your Instagram for sales, how to, do the right hashtags. And don't worry, you don't have to take the 6-week series. If we work together, I'll, tell you what you need to do for Instagram. But Instagram is a visual platform. So if you have a visual product, you do massage, you do weddings, right? You have a food business, you have a photography business. Instagram is great. Or Instagram is also great if you have a product. It's so much easier to sell products and services on Instagram than almost any other platform. That's why I've shifted a lot of my focus on Instagram to support you. So Instagram may be for you. Think about it. Remember, I asked you to pick 1 to 2 platforms that you're going to focus your energy on based on what? Based on who is your ideal target market. Where do they spend their time on? By the way, Instagram is a little bit of a younger platform. When I say younger, I mean like 40 and younger, but also any business that has a visual element works well on Instagram. Okay, that's Instagram. Let's move on to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is awesome. I have so many hacks on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great and necessary if your business has a B2B business model. What is B2B? Meaning your customers are other businesses. That's my model. Coca-Cola, JP Morgan, Verizon. These are the people that hire me and bring me in to speak to their teams, their staff, their clients, right? So LinkedIn would be great for you. Say you're a commercial cleaning company and you want to get in with property management association groups, or you're a realtor for commercial real estate and you want to connect with the key people. LinkedIn is awesome. LinkedIn has a product called Sales Navigator. It's about $60 a month. It literally gives you a database of potential prospects based on your specific criteria. I could teach you how to do that. It's freaking awesome. I love LinkedIn. Okay, TikTok. So TikTok is the one social media platform that I personally don't use. And I have to be honest with you, I was hoping it would go away. Unfortunately, about a month ago, hot off the press, because as your in-house social media marketing person, I'm on your team as part of, our relationship here with the SBDC. I'm taking all these webinars and classes and going to all these conferences. And you know what they said about a month ago? TikTok overtook YouTube for video views, and YouTube gets billions of views a month. And TikTok had more than that. I think people were really bored during the pandemic, and parents and kids and everybody was enjoying the TikTok content. Basically, for those of you that don't know what TikTok is, it is short form video. And when I say short form, 15 seconds, 45 seconds. Instagram Reels is copycat TikTok. YouTube Shorts is copycat TikTok. Now Facebook has Reels, copycat TikTok. What is the phenomenon about TikTok? It allows people, and if we do it right for small business, it allows you to get, like in a teeny tiny entertaining infomercial, what your product and service does and why your target market needs it. Short, but you have to be very creative and clever. So TikTok is totally optional. You could do Instagram Reels, you could do YouTube Shorts, you could do Facebook Reels, and just forget about TikTok, just like you forgot about Twitter. And you only need LinkedIn if it's B2B. So do you see how we're narrowing your burden? You don't have to be everywhere for everyone. You only need to be where your target market is, positioning your brand, your business to solve the pain and problem. Okay. Next, Facebook. Facebook is really great if your target market is over 40, X generation baby boomer. Okay. If you ask anybody in their 30s, in their 20s about Facebook, they're going to think you insulted them. I know, because I live here in Venice Beach and there's a lot of millennials in my neighborhood, right? And I'm like, oh, I just saw this thing on Facebook. They're like, ew. Like, Facebook is not even an app they have on their phone. So it's really important that you know your target market, right? It's very few younger people that use Facebook, because as soon as their parents, their aunts, their uncles got on, they got off a long time ago and went to Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok, right? Also Twitch. They're not there. So if your target market, say you have a senior assistant home, or you have something that's, like a sober living home, right? Somebody has a sober living home and you're targeting people over 40. Facebook is good for that. However, Facebook is pay to play. So if you have a business page and you're not running ads, you're not going to see a lot of action, but there's hacks for that. Doing Facebook Live and also doing Facebook groups. And I can help you. Like I said, I'm giving you all this information about social media for sales, and it's like a big picture overview. When we work one-on-one, then I could focus on your specific issue and create a plan. Okay. So our goals on social media are really important. Many people feel frustrated because they're posting and they're getting likes, but they're not getting sales. It's probably because the goals are not clear, right? It's just kind of like if you want to lose weight, but you don't have a specific plan of what food you're going to eat or what exercise you're going to do. You're like, I just have an idea. I would like to lose weight. You're not going to be very successful because it takes consistency. Social media, like weight loss, takes consistency. You have to be doing the strategies.
Oh, it looks like Deborah Deras' audio and video has cut out. We'll wait just a minute to see if she can get reconnected here, see about contacting her to get her camera and video going again. Give us just a second. It looks like you're back.
Oh, I'm back. Where'd I go?
It looks like there was a little bit of a connection issue, but I think we're good to go.
Okay, I'll rewind back. So what I was saying was, what are your goals on social media, right? The first goal should be to educate your target market on the products or services that you offer, right? Even if you offer something like a wedding, right? What kind of weddings do you do? I did a beautiful wedding. I officiate weddings in my spare time on the beach in Santa Barbara off Four Seasons. You know where that is? Really cool. It wasn't just a regular wedding. It was a same-sex couple wedding. So when you're talking about weddings, what type of weddings do you do? Do you get all of the people? Do you get do you do the event coordination? Do you get the officiant? Do you get the photographer? Are you organizing it? Educating people on all of the services you provide. And second, what makes you unique? People need to be aware and have your business at the top of their mind, right? They need to be able to be, when they think of wedding services, to think of your company. It's synonymous. Your social media will brand that. Very, very important. And then the next thing, and this is where people can get frustrated, is like, I'm posting, but people aren't buying. It's because, number three, that clear, compelling call to action is not there, right? People will only buy if they like you, they trust you, and they respect you. Because I don't know about you, but I've purchased things online that didn't end up working out. I didn't get it, right? And right now, from the pandemic, we've shifted from brick and mortar to like click and order. People want to be able to go to the computer, even go to Instagram and purchase your products and services right there. So we want to encourage people to communicate with us, because if they don't
Uh-oh, Deborah, I'm gonna pause you here. It looks like your audio cut out again.
it looks like an advertising page and nobody listens. Just think about you. If there's a commercial and you're watching Dancing with the Stars, whatever you watch, you're going to tune that out and you're going to go wash the dishes, or you're going to get a drink of water. People tune out when we're constantly asking. The rule of social media is we want to give valuable information about our product and service to educate them, make them aware, and then we ask. So it's give, ask, give, ask. It's like a cha-cha.
Okay. Deborah, can I have you back up and share the information again? Your audio did cut out again, unfortunately.
Oh no. Back up on where?
Just to this slide. It was just the last minute or two, just when you were talking about content.
Oh, okay. That's so weird. I'm connected, hard connect the internet. That's
Uh-oh, if it keeps happening, you could always try dialing in on your phone to just share your audio.
Okay. I actually had backed up too, so I don't know where you want me to start again.
Let's see. Let's go back. I think we finished the education point because the last main thing was that concept of people only buy if they like, trust, and respect you. So maybe if we can pick up from there.
Okay, so it's very, very important that you are giving valuable content, right? If you're just constantly asking for the sale, people are going to tune you out. Just like you tune out commercials, they're going to tune you out. So what you want to do, like for example, one of my clients who owns a skincare company, she'll educate people by showing them how to use the skincare products, right? Very, very important. Or you may give them a tip. So you're planning your wedding. Here are 5 things you must do to have a successful ceremony, right? So the more value you give, people will want to follow your social media page because it provides so much value, okay? And then after you've given valuable content, guess what? You have earned the right to ask them to, not even ask them to buy, you're offering them. By that time, they already know that your product or service is the solution to their pain and problem. They're going to be asking you, How do I get your services? Where do I buy your product, right? If you do a great job of creating content, and I'm going to give you in this webinar how to create the content, where to create the content, what kind of content, so that it's really going to be beneficial. Okay. So when we think about the step one of clarification, we want to be like tissue to Kleenex. When I think of weddings, I want to think of your Santa Barbara wedding company or your Ventura wedding company. Okay. The other thing that we want to make sure we do is we want to drive traffic to our email list, right? Driving traffic to our email list. And that email list could be Constant Contact, Aweber, MailChimp, because we want to be able to retarget prospects. Just think when you go to the supermarket and you go to checkout, what do they ask you? Oh, can I have your phone number? Because we're going to give you some additional discounts. Why do they ask for your phone number? That's their way of retargeting you, right? Or they might ask for your email. So they send you, like Target will send you email offers. So, you know, and nobody wants email. Some of you are saying, oh, nobody wants to be on an email list, but they do want discounts or they do want information. By the way, you don't have to give discounts on your email. Some of you have luxury brands and discounts don't work for luxury brands. However, what people do want is great information. Maybe with your wedding business, you have like a newsletter that gives them inspiration for their wedding, inspiration on colors, on music, on, you know, themes, etc. Okay. The next step is, of course, driving traffic to your website. Here's something that many of you may not know, and it's a fatal flaw that many small businesses make. They put www. their website on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Why does that not work on Facebook and LinkedIn? Facebook and LinkedIn don't want you taking people away from their platform. How these platforms make money is through ads and eyeballs. When you put your website, you're taking traffic away from them and they don't show you in the feed. So what you do instead, and I'm going to give you some tools to do this, is you can have like an image with your website on top of it with text, and then you do your post. Okay. That's a hack. Okay. Really, really important. Or what I do sometimes is I'll say, look in the comments, and that's where I'll put the website in the first comment. I learned this from one of my mentors who I'm going to do a case study for you. He has 1 million people on his Facebook. He actually lives in Santa Barbara and was able to buy a house in Santa Barbara from using the strategy that I'm going to share with you. Okay. Next, what you want to do is you want to be very, very engaging with the people that are commenting. Now, why is that? Social media, your success is based on engagement, right? So it's not your posting, it's your engaging that is what's going to get you in the feed, right? Because when you engage, meaning when somebody comments on you, you reply back, start a conversation, because that starts the sales cycle. People are more likely to buy from people.
Deborah, I'm going to hop in and pause you again if you can hear me. It last left off on, let's see, I think it's number 4.
How are you?
Can you hear me, Deborah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it cut out again right at the start of number 4. So we had just finished talking about platforms not showing posts with links in it.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang up from my other one. Maybe the internet can't handle me being on.
Sure, no problem. No, we can always take a minute to reset up here if need be.
Strange. Okay. I have everything off. Okay, so number 4 is you want to make your followers your brand ambassadors. How do you do that? You do that by engaging with them. So in real estate, it's all about location, location, location. With social media, it's engagement, engagement. What is the definition of engagement? It's comments, and shares, likes as well, but really comments and shares. The more comments you get, the more each platform is going to make you visible. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, they all have a similar algorithm where if you get people to comment on your page, they're going to show your information even more. Isn't that cool? So what's a simple way to get people to converse with you? Ask questions. So when you're doing your social media posts, don't just put information. Also ask questions. There's a great Instagram page for any of you selling clothes. They sell dresses for women. It's called Hot Miami Styles. And they'll have two pieces of clothing and they'll say, which one would you wear? The red one or the blue one, right? Any question that you can ask is going to get people to engage with you. And you're going to encourage your people, your followers, your engaged audience to share. I usually will say once a week, I do a live stream and I'll say, you know, we have a philosophy here and our philosophy is sharing is caring. If you think that this post would benefit your friends, please share it out. You have to ask people to share. If you don't ask people to share, they won't. And the only way your information is going to grow exponentially, have the quantum impact to get the kind of sales you need to stay in business, is if the people that follow you share with the people that follow them. So at least once a week, you want to be asking people to share and providing great content that people will want to share. Okay, we've been talking about driving sales and lead generation. Of course, that's a goal, naturally, to, you know, give people a reason to buy. I actually have a slide later in the PowerPoint that's going to give people a reason to buy. We're also another goal that you may want to have. By the way, you don't need all of these 7 goals. You could pick 2 or 3. This is what I do in the social media strategy. We customize what goals you want to focus on for the next 90 days, right? We take it by the quarter and we focus. Okay, this is our goals. These are our strategies. This is our tactics. Here's our content calendar. Let's get some sales. All right. But customer service is really important. I attended a conference and it was really bad. And I was tweeting to get customer service because they weren't responding to emails. So people, especially younger people, they consider social media to be like a phone call. So if they say a comment, it's really important that we respond, especially to negative comments, because we want to neutralize those negative comments because people do read the comments. There was a pair of shoes I was going to buy and I decided not to because all of the negative comments that were in their feed. Okay. Before COVID-19, actually, probably now, many of you that have brick and mortars, you want people in the door, right? Maybe you have an event. Maybe you have an open house. Maybe you give them a reason to come in. And when you are having your great open house, go live. The best thing that you could do on social media to get sales is not tell people how wonderful your product is, but to show people. Remember in school, show and tell? What works for sales on social media is showing. So video is always going to sell more than a text. And that's not, I know some of you don't like that, and it's not something I made up. All of the social media marketing gurus, they said, this was like 3 years ago, that the future of social media is going to be all video. But there's some good news about that. Now it's short video because attention spans have shortened because so many people were on social media more than ever from the pandemic. What did it do to our brains? Unfortunately, it shortened the attention span. So now we can't watch a 2-minute video. We need a 15, 45-second video, which is great for us as small businesses because we don't have time to do a 2-minute video. All right. So first thing, determine our social media goals. We're going to write them out together, right? Now, what I want you to do, write this down if you have a piece of paper, you're taking notes. What are the 2 platforms that you think are the best for your ideal target market? What platforms? You may already be on them, right? But now you're going to be a little bit more strategic with your focus, right? Because you're going to focus on value. You're going to focus on benefits to your target market, right? So I want you to pick two: Instagram, Facebook, maybe you're going to do LinkedIn and YouTube, whatever two. But remember, LinkedIn is B2B, Facebook, the X generation, baby boomers. The younger ones are always going to be Instagram, TikTok, or Instagram, YouTube. Okay. What I do recommend, this is like action steps, is register your brand name, your business name on each platform, even though you're only going to focus on one or two, because you don't want someone else to get your name. It's just, you just want to have a presence on each platform, and you can have one post, right? On you only need one post on YouTube. You only need one post on Twitter. And you could set up just a LinkedIn business page just to have it as a place setter. But then just focus your energy and attention on Instagram and Facebook, right? Then you're done. Or LinkedIn and Facebook, right? Cool. So write that down. Take a moment. Cool. All right. So once you've selected your 1 to 2 platforms, now it's time to talk content. Okay. But before we do, I want to answer some questions, Tracy, before we get to content, because I'm going to give you ideas for content. I'm going to make creating content so much easier for you, because for some of us, we're so busy with our business, we don't have time to even get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, much less be creative and think of content. So I'm going to make it really easy. But let's take some questions. Any questions so far?
Awesome. Sounds good, Deborah. So we've got a couple of different questions here. This one is from Ryan. Our customers are professional counselors, for example, therapists or pastors, who serve lay people. We sell our psychological tests to these counselors. Does this sound like a B2B model or B2C?
So the counselors, it would depend. So if the counselors are working for an organization or an association, that's B2B. But if they're in private practice, then that's B2C. But Ryan, just because my degree is actually in counseling. So, for many years I did coaching and counseling. And I really believe that your best platforms would be LinkedIn and Facebook. Okay. Depends on the age of the counselor. So if the counselors are over 40, Facebook; if they're under 40, Instagram. And you may want to consider doing YouTube videos if you have the bandwidth to do that, because you could really, because what the pains and problems of these counselors are. And if you created videos with the titles of their pains and problems, and gave them educational videos on YouTube, they would know that they need your assessment and service. Good question, Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. It looks like we were able to help Ryan there. Glad to see so. Okay, we have a question from Sasha, wondering if you can talk about the use of social media influencers. How can they be used effectively? How does a business connect with the right influencer, cost range, etc.? We might not be talking about that today, but do you have any comments right now?
Yeah, that's like a whole other 2-hour webinar. But let me just say that if you're going to use, a lot of people make the mistake of paying for ads on Instagram. And the best thing you could do on Instagram is to hire not an influencer, but a micro influencer. What's the difference? An influencer, someone like JLo that has 10 million followers, is not going to result most likely in sales. You might get more followers, but it's not going to be sales. What you want to do is you want to find someone, maybe with 10,000, even 5,000 followers, that have people following them that are in your target market. So say you're targeting mothers, and they're specific kind of mothers, Santa Barbara mothers. And this person has a lot of influence in Santa Barbara because they're the head of, the Rotary, or the head of a chamber, they're head of a tennis club or something like that. This person could really help you get qualified sales. And the price range it varies. I mean, it could be from $250 a post. I had someone quote me, $3,000. So it depends. However, if you get the right person, but you have to have a contract that explains, that lays out what they do. You could work with an agency. There are agencies that can help you find influencers, but you want a micro influencer, or you could look by hashtag. Think.
Oh no, Deborah, your audio cut out, which means you'll probably catch up to us in just another second here. Can you hear us, Deborah?
They're not just having followers, but they're having engagement. The key to social media, by the way, I said this a million times, I'm going to keep saying it, is engagement. It's the comments. Okay.
Okay, you did cut out there for a second. I think we got the main point of it. It was just the last about 45 seconds.
Oh no, why am I cutting out?
I know, I'm not sure.
Crazy, because I'm like next to my modem connected to an Ethernet with a cord.
Oh no.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, we'll keep doing the best we can though.
Okay, so my last 45 seconds, oh my God, you're testing my brain.
I know, it's a memory test here.
Rewind myself back. I think the bottom line is that, you really want to do your research to get someone that has a track record, not just of having followers, but getting results for other companies. So maybe, do your due diligence if you're going to hire an influencer and ask for references for other people they've worked and find out what kind of sales they got. Because at the end of the day, we don't care if the influencer gets you more followers, only if that's going to result in sales. That's what we care about. All right.
I love that. And that's such a great point too, that differential difference between a big celebrity could get you followers, but perhaps not the sales. So I love all that commentary. We've got 3 more questions here. Do you want to take them now?
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do you recommend posting or being active on these different platforms? They were specifically asking about Instagram, but maybe that's a good question, a little bit general, as to what being active means to you.
Yeah. So as a general rule, okay, and it's different for each platform. This is why I have a content calendar that.
Uh-oh, we're cutting out again. Not sure what's going on today. She'll catch up with us in just a second, but at least for this one, we know that we'll start right at the start of that question.
I would say 3 times a week.
Deborah, can you hear us again?
Yeah.
Okay, so we cut out right at the start of you sharing the answer to being active.
Oh, okay. I don't know, maybe I should call in if this is.
Yeah, you know what might be easier is that Brianne on our back end, if we could get you permission to share the screen, and then maybe Deborah, if you just want to try calling in, that way there's not as much strain on your connection.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so let me call in. Wow,
so give us just a second here, folks, and we're just going to get reset up here so that you can hear us all a little bit better. Okay, Brianne on our Visionality team, I'm going to see about sending you the PowerPoint slide permissions. And Deborah, we'll have you stop screen sharing if you can hear us. Okay, Brianne, I think I just sent you the PowerPoint, so let us know if you can share it.
You have not entered any number. Please re-enter your meeting ID.
Give us just another second, so it looks like we've got that PowerPoint back up, and it sounds like Deborah's calling in. It'll just be another few seconds here.
Tracy, when I call Zoom, it keeps hanging up on me.
Oh
We may be having like an outage in my area. I don't know if
no.
it's,
Okay, well, let's maybe try now that Brienne's got the screen share up, so you can try closing your browsers and stuff or anything else that's connected to the internet, and maybe we'll give this a try.
okay. Can you hear me though?
I can.
So I don't know. So she's going to take over the
Yeah, so Brianne is sharing her screen now, so we can see you and the screen, or myself if I'm the one talking. So right now we're on, I think we're a couple slides behind, but can you see the screen in the presentation?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So just whenever you need Brianne to move forward, you can just say next slide.
Okay, and you can hear me fine?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay,
so-
let's talk about what being active means again and see if we can get through this answer.
Yes. Okay. So being active on social media, I mean, the bare minimum would be 3 times a week. And the 3 times a week, you could go back to the previous slide that said education, awareness, and the clear call to action. One more slide back.
And there goes our audio again. My goodness. Thank you all so much for your understanding and hanging in here with us.
Stable.
Brianne, do you have any other recommendations here?
I'm thinking it's got to be the winds just not giving her good connection. If she's got everything closed and she's plugged in,
Yeah.
it has to be in her neighborhood.
It
Oh,
wouldn't
gosh.
even let me get in on the phone, like it was hanging up the phone when I was trying to call. I don't know. I mean, I could re-record this on my own and then send it to everybody.
That's always an option. If you want, we could try one last time of having you turn off your camera. As much as I love seeing you. That's half of the fun of getting to hear from you, but it might help save us just a little bit more bandwidth. And then if not, we can always try to reschedule or send out extra notes and recordings.
Okay. All right. Yes. Oh, when?
That sounds like that didn't work either, unfortunately. I know that there's very strong winds in Southern California right now, so that could definitely be the biggest impact that we're facing here.
Now I can't hear.
Yeah, it looks like it did unfortunately cut out again. I was hoping that that was going to be the trick here. Okay, we might just have to take a pause for today due to some connectivity issues, but either way, so our team can get together and figure out either a reschedule or sending you the video. But Brianne, if you could actually forward us to, I believe it's the second to last slide, we do have information on setting up appointments with our center. So at least I think, let me know if my video and audio is okay so we can at least go over that information.
Manuel's like, but the information is so good.
I know. And I was so looking forward to this and everyone was writing in the chats. I know.
Yeah. I mean, you're still going to get a copy of the PowerPoint, and I have done this before, so I already have a pre-recording of this webinar that I could give you if you needed it now, so that, you know, your time, you know, it's not custom to your center, but it's same information so that you can have it right away. The recording. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so that's the good news, everyone, is that we can get you a recording of a pre-version of this. But the nice thing will be is that You can always still meet with Deborah individually. So I've loved seeing all the comments here with specific examples, talking about whether you're B2B or B2C. That's all information that Deborah can go over with you individually. And the best part about her being a small business development center advisor with our center is that it's no cost, just like this webinar. You can have individual appointments with Deborah and really dive deep into what it is that you and your business need. So we've got it up on the screen right now. If you're not already a client with our center, then you'll use that Calendly link, and we'll also put it in the chat as well for you to grab. So this is going to give you an opportunity to sign up for an intake appointment with one of our intake specialists. It's all free, it's super easy, and our staff's just going to chat with you a little bit about your business and what you're looking for. And then that's the perfect opportunity to say, I was at Deborah's webinar and I want to have an individual appointment with her. But if you happen to already be a client of ours at our center, then Deborah's email is on the screen and in the chat, and you can email her directly and see about setting up an appointment. So either way, it's all free, no cost to you, and we'll get you that recording no matter what. We've got your email, so you'll get tons of information in whatever way we can get it out to you.
And Tracy, maybe as a bonus for this inconvenience of this internet, I can give them, I have an ebook on how to go from likes to sales. So
Oh,
that may
wow.
be beneficial. It's like short, it's 6 pages. And you could get that also. Yeah. So anyway, and we could also reschedule this maybe on a
Absolutely.
on a non-windy day.
I know. We'll try to schedule it based on weather now. Gosh,
Oh
but
my
that would be
God.
so sweet. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll send the information out to everybody later this afternoon with as much resources as we can possibly give you. And if we do a reschedule for this event, you'll be the first to know. We'll send an individual email to all of you so that you can re-register. It looks like Deborah just put the link to her ebook in the chat, but we'll also put it in that follow-up email later today. So I'll mention it also as well. So in addition to helping you with social media, marketing, and sales, we have EDC consultants that are ready to answer your questions on all different kinds of business topics. So we also have advisors who can assist in finance, operations, legal compliance, international trade, business model pivots, and so much more. So if you want, you can actually meet with multiple advisors. If you want to talk to Deborah about your social media strategy, and then you say, I need a financial advisor to talk about loan opportunities in the area, or to go over a specific tax question, we have advisors that can help you look at your specific situation. And no matter who you meet with, if it's through our center, it's at no cost to you and your business. So the way to access all of this will be through that Calendly link that's in the chat on the screen, and we'll send out in that follow-up email. But I really thank you all for hanging in with us while we dealt with some of these connectivity issues, and we definitely appreciate you being here with us today. All right, everyone, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.